Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. Today we're going to be discussing Harry Potter, Lord Voldemort, and the final installment of the Deathly Hallows. In one of my previous videos, I discussed why Harry's Expelliarmus beat Voldemort's Avada Kedavra during both the battle in the graveyard as well as during the Battle of Hogwarts. But one question that I noticed lingering in the comments was, why did Harry never feel pain from Voldemort's Cruciatus curse? Why was Harry also able to resist Crucio, an unforgivable curse? The following excerpt from the Deathly Hallows depicts this. "You see, screeched Voldemort of the tumult, Harry Potter is dead by my hand, and no man alive can threaten me now. Watch, Crucio." Harry had been expecting it, knew his body would not be allowed to remain unsullied upon the forest floor. It must be subjected to humiliation to prove Voldemort's victory. He was lifted into the air, and it took all his determination to remain limp, yet the pain he expected did not come. And the truth is, there are a number of reasons for why Harry, at this stage, was nearly invulnerable to Lord Voldemort. And if we look closely, Harry wasn't the only one that Voldemort's spells had little effect on. Neville Longbottom was frozen on the spot, and in one swift, fluid motion, he was able to break himself free from the full-body bind curse that trapped him. Fortunately for us, there is an answer to this question, and it's not just plot armor. It was clearly thought out. From the book. "You won't be killing anyone else tonight," said Harry as they circled and stared into each other's eyes, green into red. "You won't be able to kill any of them ever again. Don't you get it? I was ready to die to stop you from hurting these people. But you did not. I meant to, and that's what did it. I've done what my mother did. They're protected from you. Haven't you noticed how none of the spells you put on them are binding? You can't torture them. You can't touch them. You don't learn from your mistakes, Riddle, do you?" Essentially what happened was this. Remember Lily's sacrifice for Harry, where she died and made Harry invulnerable to Lord Voldemort? Well, Harry actually made the same kind of sacrifice that she made. Just as Harry was protected by his mother's sacrifice, all of Harry's friends and loved ones were protected by Harry's sacrifice. Protecting everyone that Harry loves against arguably the most powerful dark wizard of all time seems like a tall order, so it's untelling how long this protection would have lasted. But as far as the Battle of Hogwarts was concerned, most were safe from that point onward. That's the first reason, and it explains why spells would have been ineffective against people like Neville. Before surrendering himself to Voldemort in the forest, Harry had lots of choices. He could have run, he could have hid, he could have just stayed fighting at the castle. But instead he decided to come and face his death at the hands of Voldemort in order to protect everyone who opposed him. And in this way he protected others from Voldemort, just like Lily tried to protect him. The next reason once again comes back to the Elder Wand. From the book, Harry saw the Elder Wand fly high, spinning through the air towards the master it would not kill, who had come to take full possession of it at last. This passage explains that because Harry is the more deserving and rightful owner of the Elder Wand, that its power cannot be effectively used against him. In chapter 24 of the same book, Harry talks to Ollivander, and the following passage explains the importance of the relationship between the wand and the caster. "A person can still use a wand that hasn't chosen them, though?" asked Harry. "Oh yes, if you are any wizard at all, you will be able to channel your magic through almost any instrument. The best results, however, must always come where there is the strongest affinity between wizard and wand. These connections are complex. An initial attraction, and then a mutual quest for experience, the wand learning from the wizard from the wand. What this explains is that there is more to being powerful than just a powerful wizard utilizing a powerful wand. The relationship between the two is equally as important as the inherent power of each, and a failure to establish this almost symbiotic relationship will result in a shortfall of magical capabilities and the eventual failure of the wand's mastery. Voldemort was never the true holder of the Elder Wand, nor was he able to form any sort of relationship with it, which resulted in his inability to master it. This meant that his power was stunted, and in an interesting turn of events, he was perhaps even less powerful than he would have been with his regular wand. Harry was the true master of the wand, which meant that it would not kill him, and Voldemort, being the unlawful owner of the wand, could not produce a level of power that was enough to kill Harry, killing curse or not. The next reason for Voldemort's Cruciatus curse being ineffective is that Voldemort performed the curse on what he thought was a dead corpse. "You see," screeched Voldemort of the tumult, "Harry Potter is dead by my hand, and no man alive can threaten me now. Watch, Crucio. Voldemort cast the Cruciatus curse to prove Harry's death, which means that he truthfully believed that Harry was dead. In magical theory, it's clearly stated that one must believe, expect, and feel for some charms and spells to work. It's my belief that, in addition to Harry's sacrifice, the Cruciatus curse didn't work because Voldemort didn't expect it to. According to Mad-Eye Moody, or Barty Crouch Jr. disguised as him, you need to really hate to use it. You need to want to cause pain, to enjoy it. This emotional component is key. For the curse to take full effect, the caster must channel genuine malice into their spell, which means if there's any disconnect, if the caster's emotions don't align, the curse can falter. Voldemort thought Harry was dead. He wasn't trying to cause pain to a living person. He was just putting on a show for his followers. It wasn't real hatred, it was theatre, and that performance factor may have weakened the spell's magical impact entirely. He believed Harry was dead and wouldn't feel anything. Therefore, it didn't happen. Compare this to what Bellatrix Lestrange did to Neville Longbottom's parents, Frank and Alice. In that case, the Cruciatus curse worked devastatingly well. Why? Because Bellatrix was fully committed. Her intent was to destroy, and her hatred for those who opposed Voldemort ran deep. It wasn't about demonstration, it was about domination. And this only underscores how Voldemort's use of the curse on Harry lacked the emotional and magical force required to do real damage. And the last reason for the ineffectiveness of Voldemort's Cruciatus curse is that him and Harry were basically one in the same at this point. They were just so interconnected. When Harry went forward to allow himself to die, Dumbledore explains to Harry why his soul survived. Precisely, said Dumbledore. He took your blood and rebuilt his living body with it. Your blood in his veins, Harry. Lily's protection inside both of you. He tethered you to life while he lives. What this meant is that Harry would live for as long as Voldemort was alive. As we know, Voldemort used a regeneration potion to reconstruct his body. One ingredient of this potion was blood of foe, which basically means that Voldemort used Harry's blood to reconstruct his body. This also would have been the same blood that belonged to Lily, Harry's mother. Voldemort thought that this would work to his advantage, and that it would shield him from Lily's same sacrificial protection that destroyed him many years prior. He also thought that this meant that he would be able to properly attack Harry. What happened instead was that he rendered Harry the only person capable of killing him, and turned himself into a Horcrux of sorts for Harry. This meant that as long as he was alive, Harry could not die. And finally, let's consider Voldemort himself. By this point in the story, he had lost multiple Horcruxes. With each one destroyed, his soul became more fractured and unstable. Some fans theorize that his magical power, so deeply tied to the integrity of his soul, was actually weakening with every piece lost. After all, dark magic draws its strength from the caster's will, soul, and intent. A fractured, damaged soul might struggle to channel that power effectively. So even if he wanted the curse to work, Voldemort may have simply lacked the magical strength or coherence to produce the desired effect anymore. And so, for the many reasons listed above, Voldemort's Cruciatus curse was ineffective on Harry. And that's it for this video. If you have any questions, comments, let me know down in the comment section below. Until next time, remember, it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live.